And all of a sudden you hear, I'm the mayor of Seattle. Dog, don't bring those shoes. I would just pick up the steak knife and go, ha! The last 3 months I lived in LA, I lived with the cook.
You lived with, not Leonard.
Rodney, whatever his name.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember.
He was my brother.
Yeah.
This dude was solid. He had an apartment with a broken window. And in the winter, you would freeze in there. But he would invite me. You don't want, because I started staying
Lionel.
with him. Lyle. No.
His name is not Lionel?
No. I started staying with him when you lived in Bremerton because it was too late to take the bus. You got to take a bus to where you and Malia lived. So he would say, just stay with me. Bro, this guy was a one-man wrecking crew at night. He turned into like a fucking animal. He lived in a warehouse, okay? And I'll never forget, he's like, stay here. I'm freezing, no heat, no nothing. There's a broken window, it's raining. And all of a sudden, people would throw rocks at his window. Hey, can I come up and smoke crack? I'd wake up and there are 3 black guys in my living room with no lights on, with candles, smoking crack. I go, what the is this? One night I went up there and he's like, you want to go to a party upstairs? I go, yeah. Went upstairs to a party and there was like 10 girls. There was a girl dancing in a cage and shit. I'm like, you. I thought his name was Ron. I go, you got it going on. Really good guy.
It wasn't Lionel?
No, Lionel.
Lionel. No, it's Lionel. Yeah. Lionel.
So this guy comes in with a white jacket on, with a hot chick, and he's talking about, I'm the mayor of Seattle. You knew him. He was like, I'm the mayor. So they got coke out.
Was it John Eagle?
I don't know. They got coke out. But somebody had a little heroin out. And this guy, there's a pole. Like poles. It's a warehouse. So there's
No,
beams.
was it downtown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Underground. Right behind where that band where Hart used to play.
I went to some parties there.
Yeah. It was great. And there was a warehouse, and you had to take a shower in the hallway. Great building.
Yeah.
I'm up there one day, and this guy comes in at like 4 in the morning. I'm the mayor of Seattle. And I'm all right. And there's a pole. I'll never forget this. And there's 2 mirrors on the table, whatever. And there's coke and there's heroin. He thought it was the coke. So he took the heroin. And he did the whole line of heroin. He's like, ah! And he's making all these noises. And all of a sudden, you see the heroin hit him. And he holds on to the beam. And all of a sudden, you see him hold the beam. And he just starts spinning around the beam. And he just falls, man. He just falls. And I did some of that heroin that night. It was like a little line. Anyway, next morning, I work up at Lionel's. It's like 10 in the morning on a Sunday. And the shower was in the hallway. It was just a metal shower that you went into, and there was a wall. And as I was waiting to get into the shower, I had done so much heroin the night before, I just passed out and went right through the wall. It was like that scene in Bruce Lee when he kicks the guy through the wall, and you see an implant of the guy with his hands like that. That's what it looked like. Lionel came out. He's like, what's that noise? I was in the fucking wall, and the wall had nothing. The other side had the metal beams. I cut my shoulder. I was bleeding. He's like, you got to go to a doctor. What happened? I go, dog.
We were doing heroin last night.
Drugs for 2 fucking days.
Yeah. No, that place was crazy. I went to a couple parties there.
That place is crazy.
But the people who he was completely cool with, anybody who walked in the door.
Yeah, he didn't give a
Nah, he didn't give a
renting or just like a crack?
No, he was renting. It was his apartment.
He lived there.
He lived there. It was a warehouse that had different rooms, and you could just pull it was like this. That's the doors. There was no key. It was like that.
Dude, and I remember one of the parties I said there was somebody shooting up in the back.
Oh yeah.
And I asked Lionel, I go, who are they? And he goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know. Yeah. That was a bizarre time, man.
There's people that I want to with, but I know I would break them because how I had to with them would be so intense. And no. This ain't about bringing them down. This is about you being at work and me breaking into your house with somebody and putting a bug in your wall that just goes, ha! That's it. And it starts at 8 and it stops at 1, but not loud. Very subtle. So you think there's somebody laughing outside your window and shit like this. You do that to somebody every night. And then you figure out a way for them to invite you over. And go, come here for a second. Do you hear that? And you're like, nothing.
No. I think, didn't once you tell me you wanted to break in and steal like someone's like left shoe?
No, I did it to a friend of. I did it to the cab driver, that one that sits up there. We're gonna walk into a club one night. We were changing in the parking lot, and I saw his white shoe. It just irritated me. He had like fucking these white shoes on. A friend of ours that we had Quaaludes, the whole thing, like 4 North Bergen guys with kids. And I remember I told him when he went inside, I go, dog, don't bring those shoes. And he came back like, I do what I want. Okay. When we got to the location, he was fucking around. I saw the both shoes in the trunk. I took one and threw it in the garbage and just put it. And he's like, where's my shoe? I can't even go in the club. I don't want to. You have to wait out here now, okay? For years, and for years, he tore that car apart, looking for that one fucking shoe. When I was doing the cases up in Snowmass, if I didn't like you, I would break into your house just to take a snow boot. You know those snow boots that you get, the expensive one? You take one snow boot from somebody, see what happens, and then check on them. How you doing? What's going on? Man, I lost my snow boot. I saw one down the road. You know, there's so many things you could do to people and have such a good time on your own without nobody knowing. He was the dude that we did, I was about 17, and we did double sunshine acid.
Jesus.
On the blotter. It was 2 hits of acid rolled into one, really.
Sure.
That's why they called it double barrel, whatever the fuck it was. We ate it, and we went to that movie in Fairview where George's office is right now. It was next to a Carvel. But we walked out of there by 1:30 in the morning.
Right.
And the acid was on fire. And we got to walk down Bergen Boulevard to North Bergen border and then walk to where Louis lived at the time on 83rd Street. It was me, him, and Kurt DiLorenzo. God rest his soul. And we're right about where the old diner was. Well, it's still a diner there. And right on Bergen Boulevard, whatever that diner is, right there where we went. Boulevard Diner's been there since Jesus left Chicago. And it used to be open 24 hours, and it was they had a great cheeseburger deluxe with the mozzarella. That one, the Point?
Yep.
Where's the Point? Fairview. Thompson. I don't like the one on 7th Street. But anyway, what are we talking about here?
We're not sure yet.
I don't know.
Do we know?
What are we talking about here? Come on.
No. You were.
Oh, okay.
You went to a movie.
So we're walking down Bergen Boulevard, and I don't know. I looked at Louis at Kurt, and I go, on the acid. I go, you hear that? And Kurt looks at me and goes, yeah, I hear that. But Louis goes, I don't hear that. So we just played with it. We just ran with it. We're like, how the fuck don't you hear that? It's burning my ears. And then Kurt started with him. I'm telling you, I can't hear either. And they went back and forth for like 10 minutes. And it had just rained. And there was a huge pothole. And it had 2 inches of water. And this motherfucker dropped to his knees and started throwing cold water in his face. We're on the acid. Fucking quack, 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 quack. We're dying. And this guy's splashing water. And he comes back and he goes, I still don't fucking hear it. I'm like, it's loud. And this motherfucker took off down Bergen Boulevard to Kennedy to wherever his destination was. We just walked home. We're like, we don't know what happened to that fucking dude.
What if he never? He might never have recovered from that.
No, he recovered.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but then
did you tell him eventually that noise
but then he
wasn't
moved
real?
to Miami. You know, that's like getting a concussion and then moving to Miami and putting 18,000 Coke rocks in your head. That ain't gonna help it either. You know, It was insane. The open mic scene. We had the first transvestite. Like
Rito.
all these people talk about trannies and stuff. We were running with the first transgender in 1995. Rito. I got her picture in my phone.
Did I show it to you?
Look at her head. Look at the size of her head. She was a real tranny.
She had.
Okay, I was there when she called. The White House. And
She called the what?
The White House. I want to talk to the president because the bar in, what was that town where Carol stripped? Ballard.
Oh yeah.
Ballard. We were in Ballard one night, and we were up on. I was hosting or something. or she was up there and she was doing jokes, and then she said "fuck," and the guy came up and took the mic from her and said, "No, you cannot say "fucking" here. This is family." And we go, "No, give her back the mic. She'll be clean." And she went right back to "fucking suck." So he goes, "Everybody out, get out." So she had like a bag of coke and a bunch of pills. We went over to her house and we're snorting coke and shit. And she's like, "I don't understand why they don't let me say "fuck." And I'm like, "I don't know, Rita. Cut another line." And she's like, "I don't get it." And I'm like, "Listen, if you got a problem, call the president." And she goes, "I guess I will." And she picked up the phone and started calling, "Can I get the White House, please?" And I'm like, "Rita." And she's like, "I want to talk to the president. They won't let me do dirty jokes." "Hello, hello, hello." And they hung up on her. And she called back. And when she called back, I'm like, "I'm going to start taking this coke and some of these pills."
Someone's coming.
Because they're coming. They'll come within
Someone's
a minute.
coming.
They'll come.
Someone's coming.
And sure enough, as I jumped in the car, the cops are coming down the block. I can't believe you're leaving me. Yeah, because the cops are on their way, and you got $10,000 worth of pills here.
Okay. You, in the many years that we've known each other, you haven't gotten me quite as good. But when Rita O died, and I asked you, how did she die? You had me believing that because her head was so big.
Yeah, she fell off a speaker. That's what really happened.
Isn't that true?
Because her head.
Her head was so big because she was a small Japanese.
Yeah.
She was a small Japanese man, and then she became a woman and put a wig on. So the head stayed big, but her body lost all the weight. So she had this head that she would fall once a month and have to go to the hospital and an ankle and all that shit.
She really fell off the speaker?
And she was dancing at that bar, the gay bar in Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
And she fell off the speaker and she banged her head. She went to a coma and she died.
Yeah,
Bro, but she came to LA one time and she started getting snippy with me. I owed her $500 and I wasn't going to pay her, right? And I owed her $500 from Headshots or something. And she's like, "I want my money." And she started yelling at me in my house because she was a Carol. And I was making tomato soup. You ever hear about that story?
You did tell me this
And I
story.
threw the tomato soup on both of them. I just said, "Shut the up." There was tomato soup everywhere. The walls, the table, the fucking carpet.
You did owe her the money?
Huh?
And you did owe her the money?
Did what?
You owed her the money?
I owed her $500. And she's like, "When am I getting my money?" I said, "Soon. When I get the check." And she's like, "I want it today." I go, "You can't get it today. I'm not getting paid till they send me the check." And she kept harping on me. And then Carol's like, "You should pay her." I go, "Carol, you're my girlfriend. Do I have any how do you want to pay me?" I go, "Why don't you pay her?"
Yeah, she's got that.
And I'll pay you. And she's like, "No, okay, then you. You got to wait for my check." And they kept haunting me. And I was making tomato soup. Here it is, tomato prison soup. Not even like good soup. It's Campbell's canned shit. And I'm like, "You want to bust my balls about $500? I'm eating soup." And they're like, "Well, you're not going to get bread." What? And I just threw the soup at everybody.
Let me ask you.
And I put the $2,500 in there. I put $2,000 in there, and she would get the book. In those days, they gave you a book, and they'd tell you. So it stayed at $2,000. I was pretty good. And then I said, "F it, if I buy bulk, I make more money, and I have other people I could sell it to." In those days, I had a guy in Guttenberg that would sell anything. Guttenberg was a creepy town. People did anything in Guttenberg, and this guy was the fucking main dump. I remember one night bumping into him, we're smoking weed out of a pipe. First off, we're freshmen in high school.
Right.
It's 90 degrees out. It's 3 in the morning. We're on like one of these corner blocks, and there's 10 of us out. And he's smoking. And he goes, "You got any mescaline?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Let me get 3 hits." And he took 2 right in front of me at 3 in the morning, and he was taking the other one, and he was crunching it up. I go, "What are you doing with that?" He goes, "I'm going to put it in the bowl and smoke it. You want a hit?" And I'm like, "No. I already did like 3 of these motherfuckers. I still got to walk through the cemetery." And we used to put ourselves to the test, too. We weren't these little guys that went to a rave. If you're going to go deep with Uncle Joey, we're going to go deep. We're going to take you to the projects and park and go behind the fence and walk behind that little cemetery for a little hike.
On mescaline.
Oh, yeah. Woo! When you see, like, devil worshippers and shit.
And this sounds like fun to you?
Yeah, when you're tripping.
What is it like on mescaline? Is it just acid?
It's acid. It's acid without the roller skates.
That explains a lot.
But the Alis were the first people I ever met, ever, beside my godfather, that ever spoke to me about sex. And then I had this Puerto Rican dude on my block, Puerto Rican Nelson. He lived in the back. He was a bartender in the city. He used to always ask me, and he wasn't a freak or nothing. I always thought that at one point he would molest me.
Yeah.
And even till today, I think deep sometimes. Did Puerto Rican Nelson ever molest me? Because he used to always have a robe on and slippers and shit.
That's how he walked around?
Oh my God, Puerto Rican Nelson.
I love that you're not sure if he did. You feel like it's maybe...
Yeah, like I think, did he ever dope me? Like he ever pull a Cosby on me? Because everything about him fits like an M.O. He was just a good dude.
Yeah.
That we used to go outside and help us fix our bike. And he was a Spanish dude. And he was just, he had the sideburns and the leather jacket. And it was the early 70s. And I moved to Jersey. And he would talk to a bunch of us. And one day he would take us in the back. His claim to fame with me was that I became friends with him. And I go over there, and he had a black friend that had went over to the Rock of Gibraltar, and he brought pictures back. And then he would just talk to me. And then one day, he asked me you got a couple of beers. You ever go to somebody's house, and you go to their house a lot, and they're sober, but one day you catch them, and they're hammered.
Yeah.
And we go over there, and it's like early in the morning. Like I used to go over there every morning at 10 and wake him up and what's up, man? What are we going to do today? Give me an hour. I'll go out there and play stickball with you. And he come out with coffee, and he reeked of alcohol.
Yeah.
He was one of those dudes in the summer. No air conditioning. Just a dynamite dude.
Yeah.
And one day, I knock on the door, and he answers with a towel around him, and he's sitting down like he's all f***ed up. I go, Nelson, you gonna play football? He's like, man, not today, and all this shit. He goes, come back in like 2 hours. So, we were, in those days, you're punctual.
Yeah.
Like we were there in 2 hours. He answered the door. You guys again? The fucking curtains were still up. He invites us in. He's got a towel on. He turns a light on, and there's like a table filled with alcohol. And like.
Oh yeah.
How old were you at this point?
12, and I can't remember who the fuck I walked in there with. Like, it was like 6 of us in the neighborhood that liked Nelson, but 2 of us actually interacted a little closer with Nelson.
Yeah.
I was Spanish, so I understood Nelson's world. I knew Puerto Rican people, but I can't believe who else was the other guy that mingled with Nelson. So we had woken Nelson up. He goes, come in. We sit on his couch. You guys want a soda? He gives us a soda. He puts the TV on. You can see he's still f***ed up from the night before. He's got the towel on. And he's like, so you guys get late? And we don't know what the f*** he's talking about. Like, nobody ever spoke to me like that. I had uncles that would ask me, anybody suck your d*** yet?
Yeah.
Are you pissing sweet yet? That type of shit. But this...
You pissed.
Oh, yeah. When you're Spanish, te preguntan, oye, tú me aduces. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Yeah, it's a great line. But Nelson was basically the first person ever. But like, I'd known about sex, but Nelson was the first person ever that said it could be yours. It's like, what do you mean you never had sex? I got a girl right now. She'll come over and clean your pipe. And we're both like shit in our pants. Yeah, you come up with like $10 or something. We're like, nah. So that was it. He never talked about it again. And then one day we're sitting there like a month.
Just love a guy.
Like
a guy in a fucking towel has neighborhood boys over and offers to get them all over. And he's drunk.
Because he's outraged that they haven't had sex at 14 or 12.
So he was cool as He used to play basketball with us and shit. So one day I go over there with this kid, and he starts telling us.
What's his name again?
Puerto Rican Nelson. We go.
Is it be capitalized?
No, Puerto Rican Nelson was cool as because he used to bring us weed from the city, and he would actually give us 7 joints for $5.
Wow.
He really took care of us. It wasn't like he was a bad guy, which to me meant the world. Because a lot of people could bring you weed over in those days, but they say, I take a joint off the top. He was like, I got to go over it anyway. Don't worry about it. The guy gives me a better deal. So I always liked him because of that. So one day we're there, and a girl's there. A girl comes out of his bedroom. Me and my buddy are like, wow, look at Puerto Rican Nelson with a broad. She sits on his lap and shit. And he's like, yeah, this is my girl. And he's feeling her up. And he's making out in front of her. And feeling titties and shit. And me and my buddy are frozen. Like, we're just, I can't remember who the fuck it was. So,
Wow.
boom.
How old was this guy?
This guy had to be 28, and the bro was like 21. But he was one of those, he had to be 26 maybe. He was from somewhere else, and he lived there. This is before the computer, and before Neighborhood Watch, and before...
and no one was freaked out by a pack of 12-year-olds hanging out with them?
No, because in those days, a lot of parents came out and played with kids. And
I know, that's
two-hand
different
touch.
now.
See, it's different
I would never
now.
be able to play with a random kid in my
No,
neighborhood.
so everybody knew him for the neighborhood, and in those days, we wanted to go into the murky waters.
Yeah.
And he was kind of opening the door. Not really, to be honest with you. It took a long time. It's not like he lurked us into his house and said, do you guys want to have sex? This is after we knew him for a year.
Right.
We go back there all the time to get water after a basketball game. We knew him, you know. But now he knew we were growing up, and he knew what our needs were. I look at it now like he was just trying to, but we couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So one day we're sitting back there, we had a basketball game, and he's like, hey, man, what'd you think of that fucking broad the other day? Me and my buddy like, oh, she was banging. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, tell these guys how hot she was. And me and my buddy's like, yeah, she was hot. He's like, oh, when can we see her? He goes, listen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. He goes, listen, I'm going to her tonight in the living room, and I'll leave the window open. You guys can come by and listen.
That was his thing.
For like $1 a piece.
That was his fetish.
Oh, my
He
God,
got
he-
into boys listening to him.
We got there, he was fucking the shit out of her, doggy style. We all ran away. We were like mortified. We got there 10 minutes before he started fucking her. We're like, they're not even in there. And all of a sudden you heard her go, oh. And he's like, yeah, that's it, suck it. We tried to look. There must have been 8 of us trying to look at that window. We just heard them and I heard meat. Like, that's the first time I heard balls.
Yeah.
And we ran out of there, dog. And the next day, he's like, the next day, he's like, did you guys come by? Oh, my God.
That's the weirdest fucking neighborhood guy I've ever heard.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Ali Brothers, until I hit right next to where they lived was a company called Duratest, and they made light bulbs, all sizes. They made these things, but the best thing for us as kids was when they made the Office, the skinny long ones.
Yeah.
Oh, all that I could hit you in the head 25 times, nothing will happen. They just break and you get white powder on you. Okay, so we would jump over the dumpster, get like 150 of those things, and everybody would take an armful, and we'd go to war with each other.
No shit.
Bah, bah, bah. We'd hit each other.
No cuts.
Never a misunderstanding. And it was me, Juan Ali, Martin Perez, all these Dean Lapre, all these white dudes from 26th Street were all out there, but there was a roof. A flat roof over a garage next to Juan Ali's house, and there was access to the roof. So we're having this war, 5-on-5. Everybody's hitting each other with these things. I run to the roof. I'm having my own private war up in the roof, and somebody throws a rock over. They throw a bulb over, right? Then another bulb comes over, bah! And then a rock comes over. Well, I take the fucking rock, and I look at the guy, and I go, don't say nothing. And I throw the rock up in the air, right? And I just leave it like that, and all of a sudden you hear, and we look over, not the smart Ali, but the retarded one, Alberto, the one that used to always say, "Sí, yo sé lo que pasó."
Yeah.
Like he was the one that, he was like Louis. He's like that character Louis that wasn't intelligent, but he was going, yeah, I was there. He was that guy. Bro, I hit him in the head with that
No
rock.
shit.
I clocked him right here. It didn't break, but he got a lump immediately. like a hematoma.
Yeah.
But it was a hematoma that pus went right to it, and he had a little pee hole in it you could see, and he was on the floor. He's on the floor. Like my friends didn't give a fuck. He got in there with the rock. They give in there with light bulbs and shit.
This sounds like what's the movie where New York gets put inside like
He's the dumb one?
They hit him maybe with 10 light bulbs while he was down. By the time we got to him, he had powder all over him from the light bulbs. But you can still see the lump on his head. I'll never forget it till this day. I always look him up on Facebook or Google him. I can't get a hold of him. Listen, the most dangerous fucking place when it snows is right over here.
Where?
Right over here in this fucking park called Hudson County Park. When that motherfucker snows, I have done I have done spinning things in that park. Whatever you call that, with a fucking car.
Oh, donuts.
Donuts with that in that fucking park. Like right before you hit Bergen Line by White Castle.
Right.
It started like 100 yards away. I was with my buddy, the politician, and he stepped on it, and the car just started spinning with a body in the back. And the body's banging the sides. And
Wait, you did donuts in a hearse? On purpose or by accident?
Dog, in those days, there was a sheet of ice underneath.
Oh, okay. I thought you were...
You could have the best Department of Public Works, and you still after midnight, that's a jungle out there. You're just asking for trouble, dog. You're just asking for trouble out there.
That is scary when that happens.
You go down that Edgewater Road behind the fucking grinder, that's a problem when it snows. That's a problem. All that shit is a fucking problem. That wind comes off that Hudson, my friend.
It freezes everything.
Dog, listen, all you gotta do is grab a motherfucker, knock him out, put some snow on him, and put him on a park bench by Hudson County. They won't see nothing in the morning. He'll be like that dude in Fargo. They'll just leave him out there with all the snow on him and shit. That one time in Tempe, that is the most fun I had in a long time, Lee. But that's where my mind is. The place in Tempe had 3 stories. But on the second story, they had a smoking lounge that faced the inside of the hotel.
Okay.
So you walk into the hotel, people, and right there you check in. But then to get to your room, you have to walk away from that area and walk across this tremendous palazzo, pool, restaurant, and business. When people get together for businesses conferences,
right?
And they're unbelievable. These bungalows, Lee. These bungalows have a fucking kitchen, Lee, like the size of my living room, with a refrigerator against the wall. You ask for it. Coconut water with pineapple on it. The red juice, Lee, they got everything.
Nice.
So here's these people having conferences about real estate, and there's another hut with people having conferences, and there's 100 people down by the pool because it's Tempe, Arizona, and there's 30 people eating in the restaurant. And I go up on the second floor, and I go into the corner, and I take a cigarette, and I light it. Now, there's another guy in the other sauna. He's smoking a cigarette. He puts his cigarette out. He walks in. I take my joint out, Lee, and I spark that motherfucker. And meanwhile, the whole time, I'm smoking the cigarette like this with my left hand, but I got the joint in my right hand, Lee. And with nobody watching, I make believe like somebody's calling me. And when I go to get the cell phone, I take 2 hits off the joint. And the air is catching this. And you can see that the people in both conferences are looking around. And I'm right in front of them, Lee, smoking the fucking cigarette. And they cannot figure out who the is doing this. Lee, I was doing it for 3 days. I tormented people at this hotel in Arizona. The last time, I'll never forget the 3rd day, people were running in the fucking lot trying to figure out who it was, and there I am on the balcony right in front of them.
They have like statutes for that hotel now because of that event in whatever year. To deal with smokers, like they have a whole new part of a rule book they had to teach people.
Let me tell you something, Lee. I never saw Gentiles in such a state of panic. They were fucking running around Lee the third day. The bellman, the fucking security. Go to the roof. Go to the second floor.
Were you moving around the hotel just to mess with them?
Yeah. No, I'm on the balcony watching them smoking reefer while they're looking everywhere but at me. Because I'm right in front of them, Lee.
What, did they think you were smoking a cigarette or
They
something?
thought I wasn't even smoking cigarettes. I just knew that if the only reason I could go on this balcony was to smoke a cigarette. And they keep looking at me, and they're looking at the cigarette, and they're going, it's not him. But what they're not seeing is that I keep taking my phone out going, hello, hold on 1 second. And I'm taking 2 hits off the joint, blowing it. And then what I would do is leave the roach by the fucking plant. There was planters out there, and I would leave the roach by the plant.
Do you think it got sent for DNA? They're like, we'll catch up.
No. They're like, we knew it. But Lee, that was I love doing that type of
The
shit.
roach bandit. So you just want to go alone and torture people just in like new locations? You just want to torture
I'm
random
getting
people?
to an age that when I was younger, I liked torturing people. But I'm getting to an age since I have no friends. I don't talk to them. Like, I didn't talk to anybody all weekend. So I basically just tortured people. I took my daughter's softball whistle, that f***ing whistle, the problems I caused with that whistle. I went to my buddy's restaurant, Eddie Bart. What was the name of Eddie Bart's restaurant? Out in the Little Ferry. Great restaurant. I'm sitting there, Hackensack. Doesn't matter, George. I don't even know the name of it. So I'm sitting there with Eddie Bart, and I'm blowing this whistle. Dee, dee. And every time I blow the whistle, he's a general manager. He's getting up and looking around. For 2 hours, they thought the fire alarm was going off.
Oh, my
And every
gosh.
time they would settle, I'd do another beep, beep, and they'd get up and they'd run the fucking restaurant. He didn't know until I did the podcast a week later, and he listened to it. And I talked about the whistle.
That you
So,
were, oh
so
my
Saturday night, I went out with a couple to dinner, a young couple. I met her 5 years ago. She's the first person I met in Marlboro. Then she introduced me to her boyfriend. I'm tighter with the boyfriend now than I am with her because he has a health food store. So I see him a lot more. So they invited me out Saturday night. And at first I was like, I don't know. And I met him. I had the last 2 edibles. I had two 500 milligram edibles. And I had some Enigma mushrooms, and I ate half the bag, but I haven't been eating mushrooms, so they kind of give you that euphoric for about a half hour. So I was eating in this restaurant. I ordered the Italian fried rice. They got Italian fried rice. And I'm eating the fried rice, and I'm fucking tripping. I'm getting high on the edibles, and the guy gave me a steak knife by mistake. So I'm just sitting there. Every 5 minutes, I would just pick up the steak knife and go, ha! And I just... The people next to me were going crazy every time I said ha. And then I broke the whistle out by myself. And I just started doing the beep, beep. And everybody's looking around. I'm like, and I'm calling the waiter over going, what's that whistle? And I'm like, let me find out what it is. He's running the restaurant. That's what I giggle upon. That's
Oh my
what
God.
That's what I like doing.
Dude,
I'm trying to write a book, so these memories are fresh in my mind. These crazy things I bring up from the dead, and I go, oh my God. You know, I was telling my wife today that at my mom's funeral, at the wake, her best friend, with white powder in her nose. There's 200 people in the thing. It's the second night. And she goes, I gotta tell you something. I don't like half the people in this room. And I go, sorry. And she goes, I'm telling you. And your mother didn't like them either. She went up by the casket, and in broken English, she's like, can I have your attention, please? And she goes, listen, not for nothing. I see a lot of you people having a good time drinking. She goes, there's a lot of people in this room that you didn't like Denora, and Denora didn't like you. Do me a favor, finish your drink, get the fuck out of here. Like, I got shit for days that I sit here and go, what the fuck just happened?